Okay. Good morning, Mansi, Sahiba, Mayur, Halma, Sadvika, and Sohani. So today we are going to revise a topic which is called determinants, and this comes under transformation of sentences. Okay. So let's revise this. The topic is determinants, and tenses we already finished, and then simple complex compound. After I make the quiz, I shall certainly send you the link. But as of now, today let us revise the lesson which is determiners. Okay, so dear students, I shall begin with my lesson which is determiners. So here you are. So this particular topic you might have gone through in class 9 and 10, or you might have gone through before as well. Let us revise this because it's not a topic which is something new for you. It is something which you are familiar with. Let's revise this today. So here you are. Determiners. So what is a determiner? Okay, so let us find out from the definition here, and then example also we shall study. Dear students, determiners are those words that are used in front of nouns to indicate whether you are referring to something specific or something of a particular type. Like singular nouns always need a determiner. In plural nouns, determiner is optional. Determiners may or may not be used with uncountable nouns depending on context. And there are about 50 different determiners in the English language. Okay, so what are the characteristics of determiners? You can see here. Singular nouns always need a determiners. In plural nouns, the determiner is optional. So that is something which is very important for all of us to understand. Okay, it is something which is important for all of us to understand about determiners. Okay, singular nouns always need a determiner. Determiners, what are determiners? Determiners are used in front of nouns or before nouns. Okay, so if someone asks you to define determiners, how will you define? You'll say determiners are those words that are used in front of nouns. Okay, this is the shortcut definition of determiners. Determiners are used in front of nouns to indicate whether you are referring to something specific or something of a particular time, right? Okay, as the word suggests, determine, it determines something. Okay, so determiners are used before nouns. So I have a question for each one of you. Which, like determiners are used before a noun, can you tell me the names of any other part of speech which is also used before the noun? So can you please tell me another noun which is another part of speech which is used before the noun like determinants do? Determiners are used. Uh, Determiners are words which are used before the nouns to determine the quantity, number of the noun. That is what is the definition of determiners. Uh, Tanvi, this is not preposition, it is adjectives. Okay, it is adjectives which are used before noun. Okay, so adjectives are used before nouns. Determiners are also used before nouns. Then what is the difference between a determiner and an adjective? That is the question now. Okay, both are used before the nouns. Adjectives are generally used before the nouns, but sometimes they can use independently also. Like for example, he is honest. So when I say he is honest, here the adjective honest is not used before a noun. It is used in isolation. Understood? But when I say he is a brilliant man or he is an honest man. In that case, honest is used before the noun man. Understood? But determiners always use before the noun whenever they are used. And normally, determiners are those words which determine the quantity or number of a noun. Understood? Or say something specific about the noun. Whereas adjectives are those words which describe the noun. Understood? See, determiners do not describe the noun, whereas adjectives do describe the noun. Understood? Adjectives do describe the noun, determiners don't describe the noun, whereas adjectives describe the noun. So that is the difference between an adjective and a determiner. Okay. So when I say I have a pen, I have a pen. When I say I have a pen, here the determiner is a. The article a is determiner here, and the article a is not describing about the pen. It is saying, it is describing the number of the pen. Like, isn't it? It is saying the number of pen. I have only one pen. So that is what is the role of determiner in a sentence. Whereas if I say I have a beautiful pen, so the word beautiful is adjective and it describes the noun. What kind of pen is this? It is a beautiful pen. So adjectives describe the noun, whereas determiners determine the number or quantity of a noun. So this is the difference between the determiner, a determiner, and an adjective. Always understand, okay? Therefore, and normally singular nouns always need a determiner, singular noun. Okay, like pen, book, then whatever singular, only one. That requires determiners. But in plural nouns, determiner is optional, not always required. Okay, and then determiners may or may not be used with uncountable nouns. Okay, determiners may or may not be used with uncountable nouns, depending on context. Okay, it depends on the context. Countable and uncountable nouns you must be knowing. Countable means which you can count, and uncountable means which you cannot count. For example, countable nouns, it could be chair, tables, books, or anything that you can count, and anything which names something is called noun. So countable nouns means which you can count, but uncountable nouns are those nouns which you can only measure, or which shows the quantity of something. Like for example, much, then enough, then you can say plenty. Okay, like plenty of water, plenty of much courage. So those words are uncountable noun. Like water is uncountable noun, sugar is uncountable noun. Okay, so determiners are sometimes may or may not be used with uncountable nouns depending on the context. Okay, so let's find out the types of determiners. Are, you can see here, articles like a and the, possessives my, your, our, their, his, hers, then whose, etc. Okay, do you know the meaning of possessives? Possessives means those words which show possession or ownership. Okay, they are the examples of possessives. So earlier possessives came under adjectives. Okay, quite natural, adjectives. Why? Because they are normally used before the noun. All the possessives are supposed to be used before the nouns. Okay, otherwise they cannot be used in a sentence. You cannot say this is my what, this is my book, this is my mobile, this is my key, or this is my ball. So we have to use a noun whenever we use possessives. And what are possessives? Possessives are those words which show possession or ownership. When I say this is my house, the word my shows the possession. Whose possession? My possession. So this is my house. The house belongs to whom? Myself. Therefore, possessives are used before the noun in order to show the possession, and all possessives are called determiners. Earlier they used to come under adjectives, but nowadays they are grouped under determiners. So you can see here my, your, our, their, his. It's not hers, it's her, just her. S is not there. Okay, these are the examples of possessives, and possessives come under determinants. Next, demonstratives. These, that, these, those, which, etc. Okay, they are also called determiners. Okay, the words that demonstrate. Okay, like this book, that book, these pants, those pants. Okay, which house. So understood. So always remember that the determiners are usually used before the nouns. Okay, now, you cannot use them in isolation. Okay, like for example, possessives also I told you, like this is my house. So if you do not want to use my, if you want to use my, you have to use house, and if you don't want to use house or a noun, then you have to say this is mine or the house is mine. Okay, but if you, when you use the word my, you've got to use a noun after this. Okay, this is your car. You cannot say this is, or you can say that this car is yours. Okay, I can say this car is yours, but otherwise if you want to use your, that is the determiner, then you have to use the noun car, like this is your car, this is my car, this is your car. Okay, understood? Likewise, determiners are normally used before nouns. Demonstrative means the examples that demonstrate something, like these, that, these, those, etc. Quantifier. Quantifier: few, a few, many, much, each, every, some, any, etc. They are called quantifier, which show quantity. Okay, which show quantity. Okay, which show quantity, they are called quantifiers, like few, a few, many, much, each, every, some, any, etc. They are called quantifiers because they quantify something. Okay, so you can see here, among these quantifiers there are some which can be counted, there are some which cannot be counted. Like you see, there are few boys there, there are a few girls there, counted. Okay, countable. But when you say much, he has much knowledge, he has much courage. Okay, so it is uncountable. So quantifiers are a combination of countable and uncountable. Okay, determiners, you can say. Okay, some can be countable also, some can also be uncountable, like there are some boys present there, or I can also say he has, I have some money with me. Understood? Any can also be a countable as well as uncountable. For example, I mean, any can used with countable noun as well as with uncountable noun. For example, he doesn't have any courage. Okay, do you have any book with you? Okay, or do you have any storybook with you? So any can be used with countable nouns as well as with uncountable nouns. Some can also be used with countable and uncountable nouns. Much can also these two only, some and any here in this example. Okay. Okay, then numbers 1, 2, 3, 20, 40, these are all numbers come under determiners. Then ordinals also come under determiners, like first, second, last, next, etc. So ordinals also come under determiners: first, second, last, next, etc. So you understood, I suppose. So these are the types which come under determiners. Articles come under determiners, possessives come under determiners, demonstratives come under determiners, quantifiers come under determiners, numbers, ordinals, they all come under determiners. And then determiners are used to state the unit number of people, things, or other nouns, to state possessives, to specify someone or something, to state how things or people are distributed, to state the difference between nouns. Okay. So, in conclusion, I told you determiners are those words. In short, I told you determiners are those words which are used to determine the number, quantity, okay, of nouns. That's it. Okay, you remember this, and these are the examples. Okay, and here also some examples are given. Like multipliers, double, twice, three times. We want double portion. See, double before after double portion is there, so double is determiner here, because every determiner is followed by a mostly in 95% cases determiners are followed by nouns. Okay, I drove a half speed, at half speed, half is determiner. Fraction also comes on the determiner. Intensifiers like what, such impudence, I like. Okay, such impudence, so impudence is noun, so such is determiner. Quantifiers, all, both, most, I like most people. So you can see, after almost all the determiners you get a noun. See here, noun is there, here there is a noun, speed is a noun. You can also see here impudence is also a noun, people is also noun. So after each determiners you get one noun. Article, get a book, a is determiner, so book is noun here. From the shelf, the is determiner, therefore shelf is noun. Demonstrative, that tree is in another something. Okay, so that is determiner followed by tree. So every determiner is followed by the noun. You always remember this. Okay, another other all this distributives like each, every, either, neither. I have a gift for each person, so each is a determiner because it is followed by a and it is followed by a noun. Okay, so determiners like adjectives are followed by nouns, but they are with a difference. Determiners will not describe the noun, they will just point to the noun, point to the number, quantity, okay, of noun. Whereas the adjectives always describe the nouns. That is the difference between adjectives and determiners. Otherwise both are used before a noun, and adjectives in some cases are used in isolation also. For example, as I told you, he is honest, so it's not followed by noun. But the same word can also be used with a noun. For example, if I say he is an honest man, so honest is followed by man, that is noun here. Understood? So both determiners as well as adjectives are followed by nouns, but with a different role. Determiners never describe the nouns, whereas adjectives describe the noun. Okay, determiners do not have degrees of comparison, whereas adjectives may have degrees of comparison, like good becomes better, best. Okay, then nice becomes nicer, nicest, whereas determiners do not have degrees of comparison. Okay, you cannot say each, eacher, eachest, you cannot say. Understood? So there are several differences between determiners and adjectives, but as of it's for your concept, I have told you. And then see possessives also, as I told you, his, her. So pronominal means the possessives that are made from pronoun. Okay, they are called pronominal. And nominal means those possessives which are made from nouns. For example, pronominal means from pronoun, and nominal means from nouns. Okay, so like my, your, his, her, its, our, your, their. You can borrow Kim's video. Okay, so but it is not pronominal. Actually it should be nominal here, you see. Okay, so actually they have interchanged it. It is a printing mistake here. So you can borrow Kim's video. So Kim's comes under nominal possessives. Okay, Kim's is the example of nominal possessives, whereas my is the example of pronominal possessive. Okay, because my has come from the pronoun. Understood? Me, from me it has come. my, and from you, yours has come, from he his is come, from she her is coming, from it its has come. That therefore those possessives which have come out of pronouns, they are called pronominal, and those possessives which have come out of noun, they are called nominal possessive. Okay, like Renatha is noun, Adam is noun. Okay, so they have come from noun, that is why they are nominal possessives. Interrogatives, what, which, whose book is this? Okay, but always remember, whenever you are using determiners in a sentence, make sure you use a noun after it. That is the main concept. Okay, quantifier some and no, I have no problem with them. See, no is followed by a noun, so determiner is always followed by a noun. Whose book is this? Whose is interrogatives, which is followed by a book, which is noun. Cardinal numbers 1 2 3 4, 1 2 300. Two heads are better than one. Two is here determiner, because it is followed by noun. Okay, um, so here two is determiners, but you cannot say one is determiner here, because it is not followed by any noun. So two is determiner here. Ordinal number, first, second, few or much. It was my first tennis match, so first is ordinal number. So ordinal numbers are first, second, third, fourth, all this, and few are much more. These are ordinal, and cardinal numbers are 1 to 300, 200, all this. Okay, then quantifiers, fewer, much more. Compound is, actually this fewer should come here. Actually here it should come, it's a printing mistake. Quantifiers, it should come in quantifiers. Okay, so simple quantifiers. Compound quantifier, like more than one. If you have more than one word, they are called compound quantifiers. Okay, more than one. For example, a lot of, a great deal of, a great deal of, then a lot of, then a little. You can see here more than one word here, no? So that is why they are called compound quantifiers. A great deal, a great deal of. So more than one is a phrase, a great deal of. So that's why they are called compound quantifiers. Okay, and compound quantifiers are also determiners. I have lots of time to spare. Lots of is followed by time, which is noun. So lots of is here determiner. Understood? So these are some of the examples of determiners. Okay, so hopefully you have understood what are determiners. Yeah, good afternoon, Ashutosh, Prakhar, Gaurav, Bhagashri, Sadda. So hopefully you have understood the concept of determiners. Okay, so this is one of the topics in transformation of sentences, along with tenses and simple complex compound sentences. So determiners were left out, so I thought of giving you concept today. So hopefully you understood the concept of determiners now. If you have any doubt, you can text me. I will respond immediately. Otherwise, I shall go with some of the exercises from determiners. Okay. You can write your query if you have any. You can text me. I'll come back to it after 5 minutes and check your queries. Okay. So, dear students, here what you need to do is just remember key articles, possessives, demonstrative, quantifiers, number, ordinals, cardinals. Okay, these distributives, possessives. Okay, quantifiers. These are all the example, and there's some examples also. You remember all these examples, and remember that they are used before the noun. That's it. Okay. Hmm. This personal pronoun is given here. That is very simple for you. They are very simple for you. Okay, so dear students, now you see multiple choice questions on gap filling. Multiple choice questions. Okay, sorry. Determiners will come under gap filling, dear students. Okay, it will come under gap filling. Like tenses, like the tenses will also come under gap filling. And transformational sentences are different topics like simple, complex, compound, like so that, to, hardly, when, then, neither, nor, either, or. So these are the examples of transformational sentences. And determiners and tenses, multiple choice questions will come. Okay, so let me show you how this can be done. I'll show you how this can be done. For example, here you can see, um, just for example, I'll show you how they might come. Like for example, here I'll show you. Okay, so I'll show you here. So here in place of questions, I can write gap filling. With determiners. Okay, so for example, if I write I need dash book that I gave you yesterday. Okay, so if that is multiple choice, then it can be a also, it can be n also, it can be the also, and it can be uh, some also, for example. So this is what is gap filling on determiners all about. So you've got to write the answer. And next, number 2, for example, number 2, it can be for example, I'll start with gap and then I'll write uh, for example, okay, so these two examples I have written, and then another I write for you. Okay, so I'll show you here so you'll be able to understand. So dear students, as you can see here, this is what is gap filling all about, and with determiners what kind of questions you might get in the exam, along with the tenses. So tense and determiners come under gap filling exercise. Okay, so tense will also come under gap filling exercise. And tense can also be given with transformational sentences, like as I have given you. Transformation of sentences. Okay, like one tense will be given and you'll be asked to convert it into another tense. Like for example, If I ask you like I was watching a cricket match last evening, so I shall ask you to convert this sentence into a present perfect continuous tense or a simple past tense. So you've got to convert it. So from tense we can give you questions on transformation of sentence also, and gap filling also. Both are important, but from determiners we have to give you only gap filling. Okay, so this is the type of questions that I shall give you. For example, I need dash book that I gave you yesterday. So I need a and the sum. A and the sum. So it should be I need the book. The will be correct option. So I need the book that I gave you yesterday. I need the book that I gave you yesterday. Second question, you can see dash house that you spoke about is yours. Okay. So what, which, when, that. Which house that you spoke about is yours. Okay. Which house is yours? Likewise, which house that you spoke about is yours. So which will be correct determiner here. And then this is dash house which they purchased last year. So here there is a hint for you. Sometimes you may be doubtful sometimes, like if it is my or his or their or her, you may be sometimes doubtful, but you can you have a hint here in this sentence, that is they. So which they purchased last year, therefore it should be this is their house. Understood? It should be there only. Why? Because they is mentioned here as a hint in the question, therefore the answer should be there. And one thing I hope all of you have understood, or all of you have must have noticed, like after every answer, after every determiner there is a noun. See here, I need the book, the is followed by book. Which house that you spoke about is yours, which is followed by house, noun, and this is their house, there is followed by house. So every determiner is followed by a noun. Okay, so I fulfill that criteria also. And the pattern of questions that you are likely to get in the exam from determiners is also something that I have now demonstrated in front of you. That is, the type of question from determiners is gap filling. Okay, and from tenses it can be either a gap filling, or it can also be, or it can be both gap filling and transformation of sentences. Okay, so these are the patterns that are likely to come in the exam. Okay, so dear students, um, I have explained you about determiners today, and in our next class we shall have some sort of quizzes. I need to make some quiz for you, so I shall make quiz for you for the next class, that is from determiners as well as from simple, complex and compound sentence. It can also be, but tenses I have made many, so I shall make the quiz from determiners as well as from simple, complex and compound sentence. Okay, so till we meet next time, bye bye. And but dear students, there will be one art integrated project which you are supposed to do. So very shortly I shall give you the project, and you please submit it after a week or 10 days. Mostly 10 days. Okay, after 10 days you'll have, I'll give you plenty of time, so please do that. And ASL activities you are not doing at all. ASL at least one or two activities for every week you should do, so that you get used to how it is done, because you have 20 marks from ASL. So ASL activities you need to do. I shall send you some ASL activities. But I don't have the soft copy. Actually, I need to make it somehow. I have to type it. So that's how the things got hooked up. Anyway, we'll meet next time, dear students, with some quizzes on grammar. And if my ASL tasks are ready, I shall be sending you through links. Okay, bye bye. Take care and have a nice day.